And now we know something about its looks and comfort, let's see what makes the Victor live up to its name on the road. She's a beauty standing still, but once on the move, she becomes really alive. The engine is the same size as that of the famous Wyvern, 1507 cc's. But Vauxhall engineers have developed and improved it in a dozen different ways. It has more power, more economy, longer life, and greater smoothness and silence. And the engine is mounted at the front. In fact, as far as the layout of its components goes, the Victor is a strictly conventional car. Vauxhall engineers considered everything and came up with the unshakable conviction that if you want a car with a really high standard of performance and, above all, outstanding value for money, the generally accepted layout is supreme. It puts the principal weight masses as far from the center of gravity as possible, which makes for good road holding. It provides the simplest and least costly drive system, great comfort, and the largest possible space for passengers and luggage. But in every other way, the Victor is strictly non-conventional, as you'll appreciate as soon as you've covered your first half mile. Biggest change to the look of the engine is the deep crankcase, which now extends well below the crankshaft line and results in a tremendously rigid, well-balanced unit, giving greater smoothness and longer life. Brake horsepower is up to 55. Curb weight is down to 1900 weights. That means, in a nutshell, that the Victor provides really effortless big car performance hand in hand with the sort of miles per gallon previously achieved only on a baby car. On normal runs in England covering 200 or 300 miles, prototypes have done over 40 miles per gallon at an average speed of 35 miles an hour. Now let's take a ride in the Victor and see what all this adds up to. First thing you notice is the big car riding quality. It really sits on the road, this car, and holds its course on any sort of going. Watch the surface of the liquid in that glass. Even on a wavy road, there's hardly a ripple in it. And see how the Victor takes the bends. The engineers explain its beautifully flat ride by saying that the center of gravity is low down close to the roll axis. And they come up with this sort of drawing to explain it. Well, maybe you and I don't appreciate such technicalities. But we do appreciate the way the Victor goes round corners on an even keel. The engineers also say that the reason why the Victor doesn't pitch on a bumpy road is because of its low unsprung weight, its carefully contrived spring frequencies, and effective weight distribution. If, like me, that leaves you cold, don't worry. Be content with the fact that the Victor ride is just about the best in its class in the world. How about acceleration? With that high power to weight ratio, it ought to be quite spectacular. And it certainly is. That forward surge means faster, safer overtaking and cuts down journey times. Top gear performance, too, is out of the ordinary. The Victor's engine develops its maximum torque at only 30 miles an hour in top. So you sail up hills on top gear, or you trickle along in traffic at 10 to 15 miles an hour without ever having to change down. When you do have to stop, the Victor does stop, swiftly and surely. You'll find the Victor holds its course firmly on the straight and is light and sure-footed on bends. And it's free from unexpected vices. Its delightful handling qualities remain the same in all road conditions.